Hi, my name is Theo Motsios, and I play Cedrick in King Terra.
Let's make a movie. And act.
All right, Maddie, good for you.
What the Yes! Just cut! Just
Rather to be like, this is who you are now.
standing as a boy.
I got
Oh, I'll do stunts. I do my own stunts.
a little higher. There we go.
Why is his tongue out?
I was trying not to laugh, so I was like,
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
I just remember, like when we first saw your audition and everything, we're like, oh, he's so we have to call him back, and then we're like, well, he seems like such a serious actor, like he won't want to hang out with us.
you're right, you're right.
Are you ready? Are you excited?
Freak it out because he's.
I don't think you should be freaking out. I got a buzz buzz. That means someone's here. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Oh, hi, Teddy. Nice to meet
Hi, Teddy.
you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Well,
I'm Carolyn, and Maddie's next to me.
The pressure from my father, Sir Morgan constantly harassing me. With them gone, I find...
All right, here we'll stop for a second.
Are you okay, Teddy?
my chair just tipped over.
Okay. Happens to the best of us. It's all right. All right, and then we will email you with more details soon.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Teddy. Have a great day.
Thank you guys very much.
Of course.
I'm gonna throw up. We were convinced. We were like, he's
I
not.
made the sacrifice. I made the
We're like-
sacrifice.
We're like, he's not gonna show up. He hasn't even gotten a plane ticket. He's not gonna show up.
We were convinced that you weren't gonna show up. Like we were like day before, we were like, okay, who do we have on standby? So
Yeah.
we were pleasantly surprised.
And he
when
showed
you
up.
There was no doubt in my mind I was always going to come. I was like, oh no, do they think I'm not going to do it? Because I was so excited to do it.
Yeah,
And
we thought that.
We were convinced.
So you originally auditioned for Sir Morgan.
So I initially put myself out for Morgan because I did not know, I didn't have the script, I didn't know what kind of a character Cedrick would be, and I thought that I would have more to play around with Morgan, and that could have been fun too, with the sarcasm that he's got, and he's got a fun character, Sir Morgan's fun. So I mean, I definitely had some ideas that from the description that you guys put on Backstage with that. Yeah, I just didn't know what the extent that you guys would go to with Cedrick. If I had, thankfully you guys turned me down for that and said nope, but because then I got to know what you guys had in mind for Cedrick, but it really just all has to do with what I thought you guys had planned for the characters, and I just didn't know how deep you wanted to dive into the villain, or if it was going to be just a two-person story, a love story between Morgan and Tara. So that's why I went in for Morgan before.
How did you relate to Cedrick, or how did you find, how did you get to the place where you were like, okay, I have to play
Have you killed
villain?
anyone?
I feel like we all can relate with being good and being bad. We all try to be kind, we all try to be good, but we all have a dark side. We can all be dark. We all have that side of us, is what I believe. So I think we just choose every day to not go there and to not let that consume us, and to be there. But with the way the writing was, it for me to find truth in that, to find truth in the words, it's just relating it to myself, relating it to moments where I've really felt anger, and where I really felt betrayal, in my personal life. And the way that Cedrick was written, it wasn't, or the way that any character is written, it's not so much to to try to find something else in it. It's, how can I relate these words to myself? How can I find this sinister line in myself? How would I say this? How could I, Theo, say this in real life. You know, if I were in this situation in you know, if I were Cedric in this time period, what would I, Theo, be doing? How would I say this? You know, so it's really just finding, um, just really getting in tune with the darkest parts of myself and what I choose not to bring out on a daily basis, and you know, but what's in there for everybody. And I say that in all, not trying to be funny, say that in all, you know, honesty, what I think for everybody, like I said with the writing, it's easy, I think, to bring it out, because when the words are written for you, it's just the emotion comes. I think my favorite scene to film had to be the one that was probably the longest, with that had the longest rehearsal process with Kat. Just the amount of preparation that went into that, how we filmed that all kind of in one go, sort of. You know, I thought going into it, I expected it to be almost broken down a little bit from angle to angle, but no, you when I arrived, you said that we were just going to do it kind of all in one go, and we were just going to see how it was. So I think I think yeah, just the demands of that scene and the preparation and the angst and how difficult it was to get through, and also how we had to refilm that scene as well. How when I had to fly back in, it kind of added to that pressure of it. It's, you know, so it was the most challenging one and the most exciting one the first time around. And so when you call me back to refilm that and also the final scene, I just thought to myself, you know what, this is another chance to be able to play around with it a little bit more and see maybe if I could, I don't know, try something a little bit different. Good or bad, I don't know, but you know, it's for you to decide.
They hated it.
Yeah, Maddie hated it, which is why we had to reshoot.
So I know Nico yesterday was talking about the scene, and he was like, it's so scary being in a room with.
Being in a room with
so
me is scary. You know, my favorite films growing up and even now are period pieces, films, TV shows, and so I, you know, I like the script very much. I enjoy the character. I always love. Oh, the villains always attracted me the most because I feel like they just have, I don't know, they have a lot of depth. You know, you wanna know why they do the things that they do. You want to know what influences them, and also with Cedric, which is very interesting, is, and not just Cedric, other characters, but there's you can almost sense a hint in the film of them wanting to do something good. They're not full evil. They, you know, they're justified in what they want to do, and they have the reasons behind it. And so I think it's so interesting to pick the psychology of it and, you know, try to bring my truth to it. And so as soon as I got this opportunity, I just immediately was so excited to get to work and to just see what I could do with it.
I just remember there's this really funny video of Kat well, it's of you, but Kat's taking it, and we were about to shoot another scene right outside your door, and we were like, okay, just go to bed. Like, it's gonna be a minute before we film your next scene, and you should just get as much sleep as you can right now. And there's like and you were in that room that has all the windows. Theo, wait, Theo. And it's one of my favorite behind the scenes videos. It's so funny.
It's great.
Oh, I was just gonna say something that I remember from that scene. Well, I think, it's like the one with Rachel, right, where she's like the medicine lady,
Yeah.
doctor. Because I remember when we first shot it, we shot that shot, and we were like, oh no, Teddy, can you go down the stairs a little bit faster?
Start walking.
And not
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, watch out for the cord.
Go as quick as you can.
Okay.
That way we can get you in the shot coming down.
Okay.
And then the second time you bolted, and it was just like, I think it's so funny because you could just hear your stuff go.
Yeah. And
You're running down a spiral staircase, which is already just
It's
dangerous.
crazy, and you committed to it. You're like, yeah, got it, yeah, totally.
And then, did you love it when you saw the cut and we didn't even use?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, and I had to change my shoes too because my Air Force didn't cut it.
Your Air Force Ones were in the shot. Tell Theo what your favorite line in the movie is.
It's not my favorite. It's not just my favorite line. It's also Nico's, because it's one of the things we bonded over when we were filming.
And I will show the clip here because
Show the clip because it's the part. First of all, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you just go, nobody move. And me and Nico just went, oh my.
Yeah, you gave your all to that line, and
Drop your weapons.
And Maddie loves the drop your weapon line as well. Both of those lines you were in, and I think
fantastic.
It's 3 a.m. I don't know if you remember this because you were on the other side of the room, but we were filming the part where Kat and Matt run into the room, and Kat's checked out, and we love Kat, and she was just a trooper for this entire film. But I think this is the point where she was just exhausted, and she keeps running down the stairs, and Matt keeps tripping on her dress as she's running down the stairs.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny. You have Robert. So nice. Ready? You guys are doing great. All right. Action.
We're ready.
I don't have eyes on Serena. It's all right. She'll catch up. Sorry.
That was rough. It's okay. It's okay.
We had to shoot that like 4 or 5 times because Matt keeps tripping on Kat's dress, and Matt keeps making Kat laugh, and then Kat can't remember her line when she runs down the stairs. And so we're just at this point of like heads down, like we're never gonna finish this scene. And then you come in and we're like, okay, let's just do Cedric's close up really quick. And then you come in, you're like, nobody move, and we're all like, okay, we're back in, everyone's back in.
I think I'll just never forget that, like, just locking eyes with Nico, and then Gio, like, he hears cut, and he just turns to us, and he's like, what was that? Like, it was, like, so good. Oh, man. Every time I watch it now, I just think about that, because it's just so funny to me, how we all reacted like that.
But yeah, tell us about your scene partners.
Yeah, I mean, Elena was so funny. Elena was just like, her character was just that annoying, little sister or just little girl who just hates me and I hate her, but I can't really show it because it's disrespectful if I show it. It's the king's daughter, so just her disgust of me and just her disapproval of my position and just my personality was hilarious, and it just shows through all the dialogue that we have amongst ourselves. That was just so funny. It just I can't remember there being an exchange between us where it was like cordial. It was just always like, a little shade being thrown at one of us. So that was just fun. That was just good fun every time that we had a scene together.
Cedrick, inform me upon the arrival of more letters. I would like to be the first to know.
I'm an advisor, not a messenger, Your Highness.
Of course. Well, advise me on which letters to open when they arrive.
Were you excited when we added you to the ball scene? Because I kind of forgot that. So Cedric's character is not in the ball scene. And I remember we were like about to film it, like maybe 10 minutes before. Like everyone's ready and downstairs and we're about to shoot. And me and Maddie are like, why isn't Cedrick in the scene? And so then we just added you in.
And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. I'll be right up. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it. I was like, maybe I'm like plotting something and maybe it has to do with the film. Maybe it's calculated by you guys not having me in it because maybe I'm doing something else.
Original thought was that you hated Arya and there's no way you would go to that. That was the original thought writing the scene. I was like, there's no way he would go. But then thinking back, it's like he's the royal king's advisor. He would have to be there, whether he wanted to or not.
And then I ended up walking Arya holding hands with her.
Yeah, which was just the icing on the cake. I love that scene and I love that shot because you look like you're ready to murder. Like that was it. You're like, this was the final straw. It was that I have to do this.
Yeah. I mean, a ballroom scene is always very cool because you just have everybody in one place, and you don't know what everybody's motives are, but you have a little bit of an idea, and there's these subtle moments, interactions between everybody, and it's just a whole manipulation game and it all comes together very nicely with the music. And
So you were glad you got to be in it and just glare
but
at
I'm very
Martha.
glad. It's so cool. So cool. I loved it. Absolutely.
Oh, that's so sweet. Nice. Well, we loved having you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
we're excited for the next 2 films.
I'm so excited as well. Please keep me posted with King Terror 2. And thank you so much for inviting me. Really, I mean, it was great. I love answering these questions. I love being able to talk about the character because I don't really do so. You know, people don't really ask me.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
thank you. Appreciate it. Always nice talking to you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Theo. Bye,
See
Theo.
you. Thank you. See you guys.
See ya.